Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty making from Naio Nails. In this video we are going to do a smoked, no it's not going to be smoked, it's because we've just been talking about smoked hair. Yeah, we're going to do a marble ombre. So it's going to show you how to create a marble look, but we're actually going to ombre it out as well, so that'll be really cool. So I've already prepped Andrea's nails, removed the surface shine, and that's because I've taken off a set. So Andrea had, on this hand, you had the Pride nails.
Pride nails, yeah.
Yes. Just going to give those a quick clean up with gel residue wipe-off solution.
Did you get a retweet off your mate from...
No.
No?
Nothing.
How shocking.
I know. That's rude.
No Westlife?
No, just rude.
Rude, that is.
Rude Westlife.
Damn right, rude.
So do you know how many times you went to see him?
I know.
How many times?
6.
In how long?
3 weeks.
6 times Andrea went to see Westlife in
3 weeks.
I did 3 in a week. Because I did Birmingham on the Saturday, Liverpool on the Tuesday, Manchester on the Friday. Oh yeah, and then Dublin the following Friday.
I bet Damien loved it.
Oh yeah, he got peace and quiet. He loves it.
Oh, you mean he didn't go with you?
Oh
Not
yeah.
on any of them?
No, could you imagine?
Not even the Dublin one?
No, I'm not listening to that. I'm paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've got like all Pride colours on. Is it one of the songs that they do? They have like a whole like
the
rainbow
album
thing.
Will be as well.
The album is as well,
the
yeah.
album cover it's Spectrum, so
Yeah. Oh, so it's like all the rainbow colours.
yeah. So the videos have been better. And all the fireworks that went off and glitter that came out was all in them colours as well out the stage.
So they were very Westlife / Pride
Very.
names.
I just don't think they noticed them.
I don't think you were loud enough.
I don't think you had your hand high enough.
Yeah. What shape? I was thinking ballerina, but you know.
I don't mind. Well, I had.
Stiletto.
Yeah, so ballerina's fine.
Yeah. Change it up.
A change.
So now we've got the forms on, we're going to dehydrate. I'm going to do the form on the thumb after because I don't want that to get knocked. Those that are here looking, yes, I have new hair. New hair, don't care. It's all my own. Bought and paid for.
Grown over the weekend.
Yeah, I just grew it over the
Just really
weekend.
concentrate really hard.
Yeah.
Like, grow, go on, grow hair. And then, so I've dehydrated and now we're going to do the Ultra Bond primer. This look is great for people who just want to have infills, you know, 3 times and don't really want to change up the design because you don't see the marble growing out, which is great. I'm going to sculpt out a clear layer. Now it is important to do this so I've got a nice layer to bring up my ombre of marbleness, because if I just put marble on this form it will not be attached to the nail because the marble will come up to about here and it won't be attached to the nail. So I'm making a connection and we're going to go to about a 2.5. Is that all right, Andrea?
Yeah.
Going to do this on all of the nails. So blending up on top of the natural nail, only a little bit, and then I can pull the thickness of the product down. You see how every time I press this it pushes the product closer to me, closer to the tip. You want to get this nice and thin, especially at this end here. You don't want a thick tip. I will slightly pinch this base layer. And now this is not a base layer, so you can e-file down and remove the design and then do a new design. I don't do that, and I wouldn't encourage anybody to do that. I think it makes the job twice as long and you don't be doing that amount of e-filing every time somebody comes in. So this is a good design because, like I said, you won't necessarily see it growing out. So I've got Crazy Coral and Sugar Plum Sparkle, Top Banana and Wild Strawberry. These are all acrylic powders. And then we have Snow Queen. Now Snow Queen is white with glitter in it. There you can see it now. So I'm going to pop on the sculpting foam on the thumb now and do my clear. Now I know that we're not going to knock the thumb. Same again with the dehydrator and the Ultra Bond Acid Primer. Right, so you're going to pick up my colours, make sure they contrast really well. I'm going to put a little bit of clear in as well. I like a tidge of clear. And then I'm going to start to move this up. And as I move it, it will start to marble. It looks a little bit flamey, doesn't it?
A little bit like sweeties.
Sweeties. Put a little bit of white here. Just going to swirl that round a little bit. And then we want to soften this section so it starts to blend. We do that by making it thin. Keep your side walls nice and straight still. So you now see why I needed this clear on. Because you just would have had like this bit of marble on the end of a foam that may have moved. And when I'm patting and pressing this, I could disturb the foam. But by having that clear layer, it's going to prevent that from happening. So I've got Natural Beige and Natural. Now you can use blank slate as well, but I want a stronger blend, so I'm going to use Natural. So first of all, go in with your Natural Beige, tipping your finger down, make sure your cuticle's nice and neat. Then you're going to bring that bead down, and then you're going to start to blend that over the top of that thin section of marble.
Never seen you do this before.
It's good, isn't it, when I do new things?
Ooh.
Just going to make sure I've got a big enough apex. And then we're going to take Natural, pop it in that connecting area, drag it back, and then sweep it very thinly down. And that'll create a ghosting of your marble. I feel like I need a little bit more just on this side, so a little bead. And then I'm going to use clear to cap. So I'm going to blend that over that Natural that we did, and we're going to blend it over the top of the marble. You won't need it a lot, but you just want a nice thin layer over the top of that marble. So we're going to go again. The more confident you get, the more you're able to put bigger beads of your colours on and completely marble the whole lot. I'm going to marble this here, here, and then blend out that section again. So it is a lot quicker if you can do that full tip in one go. It's about having that confidence to pick up that big bead and move it pretty quickly. So Natural Beige. Defo could have done with a bigger bead there. So I'm just going to add another bead in there. And that's the thing, you know, if you think that you picked up your bead and it's too big, it's going to be harder to take off. It's easier to add than to take off product, especially when you're doing an ombre like this. And let's use the Natural again, placing it right into that blended area. Drag back and down. I'm going to pinch this now. And again, a little bit of clear on top of that marble. I can see it's a little bit thin on product there. So I'm going to place a bead there, blend that back seamlessly. What I love about marble is the fact that every one is different. Each nail will look different. I love it. Make sure that's nice and thin. I feel like it needs a little bit of yellow down here. Just going to add that and then tickle it in so it still looks like it was part of it. And you only really want to pattern press your marble design when it's started to set. If you want to start to make it a little bit more even. If you do it beforehand, you're just going to squish it all. Oh, Abby was singing Never Ending Story. And I said,
the Stranger Things.
Because she's obsessed with Stranger Things. And I says, do you know where that's from? She was like, oh, she says,
She's never seen it.
no, she's watching Stranger Things. I says, do you know where that's even from? And she says, Stranger Things. And I was like, no, it's not.
What, you didn't know it was like from...
Never Ending Story.
How could you not? Because it says there.
I know, yeah. So then we had to go on it, and she realised she had actually watched it, but didn't know it was from that.
Oh, I remember that film.
I loved it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and The Labyrinth.
Yeah.
And Dark Crystal.
I don't know about that.
I didn't like Dark Crystal. Creepy.
Alicia then goes into detail about Dark Crystal, about the storyline, and there's certain there's pieces missing in this storyline. She says, I like the animatronics and the puppeteering.
See, that's
great.
the thing I hate.
I love that. I love it.
They're so creepy. It's
I
like,
don't
love it.
remember that one.
But she says the storyline. She was complaining about the storyline. I was like, can't even remember the storyline.
Yeah, I don't remember. Not even
I just
heard
like
that
the
one.
I like the creepy things.
Ooh, the horrible.
And that's what I liked about Labyrinth, I think, as well. All the weird creatures.
I don't mind Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Labyrinth, they're cute and creepy, but it's like they're just creepy. It's like
the
yeah,
faces.
It's like
so
what,
pixie-like.
You know, the Polar Express.
Yeah.
That creeps me out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because like their faces are dead. Like they're trying to be human, like,
but they're not.
But they're not. Oh, it's
Do you know what? I don't know if I've watched Polar Express all the way. The kids used to love it, but you tend to put it on and go and
do your dishes.
do something.
Do shit because they're busy. Then you're done. Yeah. Right, we can file now. So I'm going to go through my normal filing routine on all the nails. So I'm going to do my side walls first to get them nice and straight. And I'm going to come round the cuticle area. Make sure that's not bulky. And let's shape and contour. I'm just going round with a soft file around this cuticle because this little nick here that I did slightly catch her when I was doing the soak off. So I just want to be a bit more gentle. So I've got a 240 grit file. Right, so I'm going to buff now just to smooth these off a little bit. They look cool already. I like how they're all different. I'm just going to wipe over with some acetone just to make Andrea squeal.
Yeah.
and to clean over these nails. I think I am going to get you to just wash your hands though, just so we get rid of any little bits of dust that's underneath and on your hands as well. So they're clean, you can go and wash them. Now you could put a matte top coat on, or you could gloss them. We are going to gloss them because Andrea doesn't get on with matte top coat because, and even buffing them to a matte, because Andrea has got vibrant colours in her hair. And when she washes her hair and does her hair, it stains onto the matte, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yes.
So we're going to gloss them. So I think if they were matte, they would it would add to that smokiness. Do you know what I mean? I think it'd add to it somewhat. However, we're going to gloss them. You know, you've got to do what the client wants. So I'm going to top coat. So I get a bit of a pool and then I ease it back, fanning the brush. And then we're going to drag it all the way down. Make it nice and glossy. So you can see how it's quite a cool design that you won't necessarily see growing out. You can fill this a few times and it'll still look cool. I am going to buff the area that I'm going to put the Aqua Gel on. Well, you can whip across the whole thing, but mainly the area where the Aqua Gel is going to go, because the Aqua Gel is going to keep that stone on. I'm going to clean over, just to get rid of any bits of dust that didn't come off when I dusted it. And we've got the Aqua Gel. Just bob that on. I need some gel residue wipe-off solution in a dampened dish. So damp your brush with your gel residue wipe-off solution, and then I can just move that around a little bit. And we're going to get the stone, squash that in, and I'm going to clean up any excess. Make sure it's straight because you might disturb it with your brush as you're cleaning up. Pop that in the lamp, cure that. Now I'm going to put the Aqua Gel on and arrange it exactly where I want it. So I know that I want it to come down here. I need quite a bit up here though, because I'm going to put quite a big stone there. So it's about planning and visualising where you are going to put those stones. I'm going to get top coat now and go over that. So I'm not going to cure the Aqua Gel, I'm going directly over the top with top coat, and that helps to keep everything nice and seamless and also gets rid of the sticky layer, because when this is cured it'll now have no sticky layer. So I want that on an angle there. And we're going to get one of these, press that in. So whenever you've got a pointy back stone, you need to make sure it is a little bit thicker so you can press the stone into the product. And I'm going to put some flat back stones. Pop that in the lamp, bling bling. Finish with a little bit of cuticle oil. So very bling bling. There we are. Marble ombre.
I can't believe in the three and a bit years I've been doing this, I've never seen you do a marble ombre before. I've seen marble French.
Yeah, marble French.
Getting good you are, aren't you?
Mm.
He knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
I know, yeah.
There you go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram and all the other social media platforms, because there seems to be so many. It's hard to keep up with everything. It really is. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Stomach. Mind you, I've seen the video of you singing.